Hey everyone, this is Ben Colby, teen librarian at Enoch Pratt, with a beginner level video to show you how to make a container in Tinkercad. This is tinkercad.com, tinkercad.com. When you first create your account and get in, you'll be invited to start some tutorials, but you can actually just click on the rainbow icon, and that will get you right back to your dashboard. So that's where I am in the dashboard, and I'm going to create a new design. So the basic way to create a container is just to take any shape, drag it over. I'm using right-click and drag to move my camera around. I also have the box up here that I can drag and some camera controls here. F is a good key to know that zooms in on your selection. The basic way to make a container is to copy the object. I just did copy and paste. You can also do a Control D for duplicate. Change it from a solid into a hole. Make it a little smaller, and I'm holding the Shift key right now to avoid warping it, just as you would for a picture when you're dragging it, just to keep the ratio correct. And now that it's a little smaller, I'm going to lift it off the ground until it pokes up just a little above the other one. Now I'm going to drag it over. So I'll drag it by hand first, but then take a closer look, and you can see that I've got it a little off center. So I'm going to use my arrow keys to try to get it better centered. And if you still can't, this is what you need to do. Change the grid from 1 down to something lower, and now it looks like I can perfectly center it. Cool, so now I'm going to click off to the side, drag a box over everything, and group. When you group a hole with a solid, you get it cuts the hole out. And so now I have container number 1 finished. I used the box shape. Cylinder, also a classic. Let's think about the size of this one a little more. These are millimeter numbers. You can change it to inches if you're more comfortable with that. But 25 millimeters is an inch, so I want this to be a few inches wide. And how tall is this? 50, let's make it a little bigger. And so now it's a few inches tall. And same strategy, I'm just going to copy it. I'm going to shrink it using the Shift key. I am going to I'm going to change it to a hole. I'm going to lift it off the ground with the black cone. Place it roughly into place by dragging, and it looks like I'm pretty close there, so I don't really need to do fine adjustments. Maybe a little bit with the arrows. Okay. And then drag a box over just the shapes you want to combine. In this case, I want to leave this red thing alone. I only want to combine these 2 shapes. Group it. Nice, there's a cut. There's stuff you can do with this. Also, I can change the size of this after I do what I need to do. Here's one fun thing we can do. Let's drag a text shape over. And for now, I'm going to leave it on the side. I'll just say Pratt for Enoch Pratt. And let's say I want to make it diagonal, so I'll rotate it a little bit. Let's put it in the middle. Uh-oh, it disappeared. So what I'm going to do is stretch that up just a little bit. Let me zoom in here. It's the white dot in the middle. That will change the height of the shape. So that's fine. And I'm just trying to carefully line up the camera so I can get that roughly centered. That looks very nice. So let's group this one more time to make sure all of our stuff is good. So if I'm done with this design, I don't even need to worry about, I don't need to delete this or anything. I just select this, export the selected shape as an STL. If you have stuff that's not grouped together, then you could also use everything in the design, which in this case would give me both. Let me show you one more fun thing before we're done. Here's a heart. We have lots of shapes around here. Oh, well, actually, you can imagine using a heart, but let's use the dice shape. I think that one's pretty nice. I'm just going to use the Shift key and drag it up. Right, and then I can use a different shape to cut the hole out. So let's say I want to use this polygon shape to cut the hole. I want to start by stretching it way up, making it a hole. You want to lift it a little off the ground because you don't want to cut all the way through. That's pretty nice. And if I were to group these, it would just cut the hole out. That's a nice hole for a pencil or whatever. But if I want to put more in there, I'm going to reverse that, ungroup it. Let's use this heart for one of the hole shapes. That works. So I just stretched it up, made it into a hole. That works, and I'll just put that there. And I am going to copy and paste. And then let's grab this one and make another copy. And you can also Alt, click, and drag. That's another cute trick. Let me hit the F key to zoom in so I can just rearrange these a little bit. Make sure they're all truly on there. Now rotate the camera around so I can grab this one. Okay, so now that the shadows are all about where I want them, let's drag the box. Ooh, I didn't quite get everything, did I? Look at it this way. Sometimes looking straight down is a good way to grab a bunch of things. But I have 6 shapes selected, which is about right. I have the dice shape and the 5 holes. Group it. Oh, and look what I forgot to do. I forgot to raise the heart off the ground. But luckily, I can just ungroup it and click off to the side so I have nothing selected. I'm going to click the heart, and I'm holding the Shift key to click the other heart, and now I have 2 shapes selected. I can lift it off the ground slightly, and let's try this again. Nice. That is a nice little cup holder. So in the next video, we're going to use some of these shape generators over on the side to make our containers look a little stranger.